Welcome to this video. We're going to cover today Google Alerts, especially as it relates to roles such as an SDR, a BDR, and even that's relevance to roles such as inside sales or even account executives. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because there's a lot of hype right now regarding AI tools for salespeople. You go on LinkedIn, there's courses, there's people who are already sharing best tips, best practices in order to use AI tools like ChatGPT effectively. And in the middle of all of that, something that we don't want to overlook are the tools that are still beneficial, even though they may be older. And one of those tools that's been around a very long time is Google Alerts. And anyone who has a Google account, so if you've got a Gmail account, you can set up alerts. It's something that is tied to all of us. There's no charge for it. It's free, but it's often overlooked because, as you can see here, looking at it, it's not as glamorous as a tool like ChatGPT or Google Bard or any of the other AI tools that are out there. But it is relevant, especially for roles like an SDR or a BDR, right? Because one of the benefits of a Google alert is that it can give you information about maybe some accounts you're trying to call into. Like, so I'm in the business to government world. Let's say I was trying to call into Tampa, the city of Tampa in Florida, and was trying to get in with their engineering departments. Well, Google Alerts may notify me of when there's a new staffing change, when there's a new city engineer, when there's a new capital program that's being passed, some major projects that are coming down that are going to be funded by the federal government within Tampa. Again, these are valuable pieces of information that I can take into conversations with me, which makes those conversations better than a straight cold call with no research, no information ahead of time. Google Alerts is a tool that you can use for research, and it can be set up to where it does it for you in the background and just notifies you and summarizes it for you on a regular basis, whatever that may be. So, Google Alerts, I just wanted to start with that. It is a valuable tool that can be used by anyone in an outbound prospecting role and should be used, quite honestly, by anybody in an outbound prospecting role because of the power of Google and the search engine behind it. So I'm just going to show you an example here. These are some alerts that I've set up. Again, I'm in the business to government world. This does apply to business. You may have to apply it a little bit differently. I'll cover a little bit about that maybe towards the end of the video, but I'm going to focus on the world that I know, and that's the business to government world. So here in my world here, you can see I work with city engineers, I work with public works departments, with a lot of project, operational engineering, those type of individuals within government agencies. Do some with the federal government too, but I spend a lot of time on state and local governments and trying to have conversations with these particular departments that you see here. So I've set up some alerts just as an example. And these are alerts that I like to have given to me on a daily basis. So I'll show you how to do that here. Let's just go on and set up our very first alert. So let's say I want to know whenever there's a public works director, whenever there's a new public works director out there. Right, so maybe I'm covering the entire country for SLED, and I just want to know whenever there's a new change in guard. Why is that important? Because new person in a public works role, you may have not gotten anywhere with the previous public works director because they were stuck in their ways, or maybe they just had their particular ways of doing things. But a new public works director coming in, bringing in new ideas, wanting to make some change in that department, may be open to having conversations about what tools they can leverage in order to do that. So that's why new public works director. Well, if I want to save this as an alert, I can go into show options. And then how often, as you can see here, how often do I want it delivered? That's either once a day, real time, once a week. The sources, you can dictate the sources that you want for it to come from. Again, it can comb the web for anything, including videos, but maybe you just want news articles about public works directors. Then I recommend doing this, narrowing down to regions here to United States, and then have it delivered to your email address, as you can see there. So you can create that alert. Just go on and create that alert, and I'm going to start getting notified on a regular basis. Well, let's just say I wanted to not only look up public works directors, but I also wanted to narrow it down to a state, to maybe my territory. So let's just set up one specifically for Florida. So let's do new public works director and Florida. Probably not as much information here as I would like, but you get the idea there. It's going to have new public works director, and it's going to use this operator, the and operator, to search for public works director and the state of Florida. If I want to get a little more narrow, a little more granular, I can put these in quotation marks, search for that exact phrase. You can do this with Google. That's one of the tips. If you want to search for an exact phrase, that new public works director, it'll help narrow it down for you. And then you search for exactly Florida. You can do that too. So new public works director, and then I could create that alert, and it's delivered to me on a daily basis. That's how much I like to have it delivered to me. So let me show you an example of this impacting me in real time, right? And the benefit of it in real time. So today I got notified from my Google alert with my capital projects in Florida search that Greater Orlando Aviation approves their updated capital improvement plan. Hmm, that's probably good information for me to know as I reach out to Greater Orlando Aviation, pretty big airport down there with all the theme parks. People come in, people go. They're going to approve a capital improvement plan. So, this information, I could take this research and go into conversations more well informed. And my experience is that having information like this in my back pocket and referencing it makes that conversation a lot better. So here it is. This is a warm-ish lead that I could go in and have conversations with them at Greater Orlando Aviation just to talk to them about their capital projects. What are they doing? How are they managing it? Have they looked at investing in X, Y, and Z software to help with this? Where they are in terms of their growth with 3D modeling. There's all sorts of conversations that can take place. But the point is that I've got now the information in my back pocket that I can talk to whoever it is that's over their capital projects and sound informed on that conversation with them. So going back to the Google alerts here, I know I focused a lot on the public works and the local government, business to government world, but it is effective for business to business as well. So let's just do an example here. Let's do Chase Bank and earnings report. Maybe Chase Bank is one of your customers or one of your prospects that you're trying to reach out to, and you like to keep up with what's going on with them. Well, one of the ways you could obviously do that is their earnings report. There you go. JP Morgan earnings report. And set that alert up, save it like I did, and begin receiving information. Again, Google Alerts is a very beneficial tool. It's not as slick as the chat GPTs of the world out there, OpenAI tools, but it is a beneficial tool nonetheless. And it's something that everyone coming into a role as an SDR or BDR, once you understand who your prospects are, what your kind of general terms and phrases that you're looking for, you can set up those alerts to help you out in your role and let Google do the work for you. Rather than, let's say, you're going in and now you're beginning to hunt and call around Chase Bank. Well, now you're Googling articles and stuff. Well, if you've already set up those alerts ahead of time, you can already have a backfill of information that that you can reference, that you can lead with, that you can talk about and sound informed with that customer. Let Google do its work for you. Thank you for watching the video. Feel free to like, comment, or share below. Any feedback will be appreciated. Hope you found it beneficial, especially as we're thinking about how best to reach customers and how we can get information in front of us that we can use to leverage on conversations.